James Helder, IFL TV, MTK Global. With me, I've got world title challenger Hughie Fury. Firstly, great to see you. How you keeping, champ?
I'm good, James. How are you doing?
I'm very well, I want to talk a little bit about your fight coming up with Sam Sexton, May the 12th at White's Arena in Bolton. Firstly, what can you tell me about that fight?
It's going to be a good fight, and I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting back in the ring and where I belong. Get busy this year. Hopefully, more fights the merrier. And listen, I'm not playing games anymore. I've been working all over Christmas, and I've worked on mistakes and the things I didn't do in that fight. So, like, it didn't throw the right hand. I didn't have the time as much as I wanted to, but that's why I've been working my bollocks off all over Christmas, and now you're going to see a big, massive difference on May the 12th.
Having had that opportunity at world level and now sort of coming back to British, do you think it's a natural progression that you get this Lonsdale before looking again to go to world level?
Yeah, like you say, you got to take one step back to take 3 steps forward. So I'm just taking each step now, but believe me, I'm not messing around anymore, and you're going to see a different Hughie Fury and a world-class Hughie Fury on the May 12th, because I'm coming forward now and you're going to see a big difference.
What style of fight do you think the viewers and fans can expect with your fight against Sam Sexton? How do you see that encounter playing out, Hughie?
Listen, I'm a world-class fighter, and people can see this. I've got movement, what no one's ever seen before, what no heavyweight can handle. And you're going to see a different performance than you've ever seen from me before. So all the mistakes what I've been doing all over Christmas and working on over and over and over again, you're going to see a difference, because I want this more than ever. I believe everything counts for a reason. Didn't get that decision, but I believe it did do enough, and but you can't dwell about the past. You've just got to go on now and move forward, and what don't kill you makes you stronger.
At only 23 years of age, would you think your best years in the heavyweight division are still well ahead of you?
100%. Like I say, I come take that fight from a 2-year layout, and my body was obviously infected with all this poisonous, but what they don't get now is I'm feeling different every single day. The longer I'm leaving it, my body's getting stronger, the more healthy I'm feeling, the more better I'm feeling in the body, and I just can't wait now, especially for this fight with Sam Sexton. It's just another stepping stone for me, and the more fights I get, the more I'll improve.
Do you feel you've got a point to prove against Sam Sexton to show the public that you can go to British level and beyond that?
Yeah, 100%. Listen, I haven't got a point to prove to anyone. I've got a point to prove to myself, and that's the way I'm going forward. I'm not making anyone happy. The only person I want to make happy is myself, and I'm not in this game to win British titles. Yeah, it's a nice title to win, but my mind's more on world level, and that's why I won't stop until I get there. And it's just one fight at a time, really. Hopefully a few fights away and I'll be back at the top, but I'm in a rush to get back there, and I believe I will do.
How do you think you'll handle the layoff from your fight with Joseph Parker till May the 12th till you take on Sam Sexton? How do you think you'll deal with that?
Yeah, I feel perfect, because like I say, I've kept in shape all over Christmas and maintained myself, and I've concentrated on everything in the ring, just constantly training, working on technique, and layoff's nothing now. So it's not been that long. I've been out for longer anyway, so this will be nothing.
Do you think, with having that experience of boxing Joseph Parker and sort of with all the hype that's been around Anthony Joshua, you're in a perfect position to talk about that fight a little bit? Do you feel that you hold maybe a little bit of insight that other people might not have?
Yeah, you can, like you say, go off performance with me, with Parker. Parker's a world-class fighter, so listen, stars can upset. Parker's got a good chance as anyone to beat Joshua, so it'll be a good fight to see. But believe me, like you say, styles mix and match. So with me and Parker, if you look back at the fight, Parker he couldn't even hit me with the movement. But obviously you'll see he'll hit Joshua a lot more than he hit me.
With the shots Parker did land, would you say he had relatively good power? Would you say he sort of turns into his shots? Do you think he'd have enough power to trouble Joshua?
To be honest with you, Parker never really hit me clean with the movements and taking away from the shots and everything. So you don't know. Like I say, I'm a moving target. You can't really set your punches on me at all. Never mind hit me. But Joshua he could give Joshua a good few problems, and I believe he will.
If you was a betting man, what would you place your bet on for that fight, Joshua Parker?
If I was a betting man, if Parker stands still and stands in front of him, then I believe Joshua will knock him out because he can hit like a mule. But if Parker uses his box and his fast hands, look, let's put it this way: tack him, give him fits. A small man, but a big man like Parker is a bigger man than Tackham, can give him problems. So we'll see. He just needs to keep moving.
In the heavyweight division, we've also got Dillian White scheduled to face Lucas Big Daddy Brown. I know you've been linked in the past potentially to a clash with Dillian White. I would love to get your thoughts on how you think White Brown's going to play out.
I'm not interested in talking about him full stop. Listen, he didn't want to fight, so next question.
Let's look back on Saturday's action, the World Boxing Super Series semi-final. We saw George Groves retain his WBA Super title. Chris Eubank Jr. coming up short that night. How did you assess that fight?
Listen, do you know what? I was there ringside, and like you say, what's his name? Groves. He done what he had to do. He kept to his boxing, and he just humiliated Eubanks. He just made a show of it. And fair play to Groves. He stuck to his boxing, and he done a good job. And he smashed him to bits already, but. You can't take nothing away from Eubank. He did have a big heart, and he done what he could really. What he had, he trained himself, and he put everything in there. But he does come short at world level.
Thoughts on someone at world level training themselves? Is that something you consider to be a good practice? Something that you're against? What are your thoughts on it?
Listen, you can only learn by things. There's a true saying what a friend said to me: if you don't learn, then you're a fool. If you keep making the mistakes over and over again. He's had that mistake. He's already fought a world-class fighter, Billy Joe, and he could see then he got outboxed. And common sense, if he got outboxed once, he's going to get outboxed again when it comes against another good boxer. So if he thinks he can keep training himself and keep hitting heavy bag, well, don't hit your back, and keep firing loads of shots to look good, it's not going to do you no good. At the end of the day, you need another brain at the back of you to tell you what to do, and these things what we can't see. It's like with me, I can do shadow boxing, I can think all this, but when my dad comes, he can spot something else different to that, and he'll say to me, no, you need to do that, and then you look back and you think, yeah, he's right, but you'd never think it. Because that's why there's such things as trainers, for them to spot out them faults and to help you out.
Father and son relationship in Chris Eubank Sr. and Chris Eubank Jr. They seem very close. No doubt they'll have their moments. From your point of view, with a father and son relationship, how does the dynamic work? Do you treat yourself different at home with your dad as you do in the boxing gym?
Listen, me and my dad's got is perfect the way we train and that, because I listen to my dad. I know what he tells me is not bullshit, it's straightforward, and he only wants the best for me. I was at ringside, and I was actually, if you look where I was at the back of Eubanks, and the stuff what he was telling his son, my God, you would never think it. Yeah, he was telling his son he was doing well. He was doing perfect, that's it, keep going, just keep applying the pressure. I'm thinking, whatever is this man just talking some? And then I went at the backstage at the end of it, and then he was saying to the cameras, yes, I told him he was down and all this. Is this man a two-faced fucking liar or something? Because he is a false man, isn't he? To say stuff like that to his son in the corner, and then behind it try and put him down a bit. At the end of the day, I don't rate Eubanks whatsoever. I do rate the son. I think he's got talent, but his father wants to stay out of his son's business, to be honest with you. He was a good fighter back in his day. You can't take that away from him. But to do with getting involved, it looks like he wants the attention more than his son. That's what it looks like to me.
Do you think it would be better for his career, for Junior's career, if maybe if Senior wasn't so
I'd
sort of
give
involved
Junior
in it?
some advice, because listen, the kid's probably a nice kid behind all the act and that, and listen, anyone is, but he does need to get down to earth and obviously realise what where he's at. Obviously, he comes unstuck against boxers, so he needs a trainer. He needs a world class trainer to get him to get that bit further. So he needs to think, listen, my dad's not helping me. His dad's talking what he's got, but his dad's not going to take him that step further. So he needs to get a proper trainer, tell his dad to stay out of his corner, and let a man speak. What's his name now? Who's in his corner? Who's his dad's?
Ronnie Davis.
Ronnie Davis. I seen Ronnie Davis was sat on the step, holding the bucket. He's got a lot more advice than his dad, hasn't he? He's been a trainer for years. So why isn't he speaking? And every single time that man did go to speak, his dad pushed him out of the way. So at the end of the day, you can't win, can you?
Did you happen to hear Prince Naseem Hamed's comments after the fight? Everybody's sort of been quite sort of enthralled and sort of interested in what Nas had to say. Did you happen to catch it?
I did. He speaks the truth, to be honest with you. He's right. He's right in what he says, because if he keeps carrying on the way he's doing, he is going to get hurt, because he's fighting with his face. So he's got every intention to tell him to pack up. What I'm saying to you, if he does want to go, if he keep him doing what he's doing, then he's best just packing up, because he's not going anywhere. But if he's going to turn the corner, he's going to have to go with proper people and learn how to fight properly.
Do you think Naseem was harsh in some of the things he said, or do you think that was justified in his criticism of Chris Eubank Jr.?
I think it's spot on what he was saying, because at the end of the day, if he comes across any world class fighter, he's going to get demolished and going to get hurt dangerously with them punches, because people can fight, and when he can hit like boxers around you and keep getting hit, and even just coming in loading up with his punches, he's going to get countered all day long. So Naseem, you can't fault what he said, to be honest with you.
We've enjoyed the World Boxing Super Series so far, the cruiserweights. I know you enjoyed Groves Eubank. Unfortunately, we saw Callum Smith was meant to face Jürgen Bremer on Saturday in Nuremberg. That fight is now not going to take place, with Bremer pulling out due to an injury.
Is Bremer not fighting now? No.
Sorry to break the news to you, Hughie. Bremer is out.
So he's got an automatic...
No, we're led to believe Callum Smith's going to be facing someone else. I'm just waiting to see who that opponent's going to be. I believe it'll be one of the reserves. So you're talking the likes of Zach Parker, Vincent Fagenputz, and I believe there's another Dutch fighter on the list as well. We'll have to double check that.
Oh, so he's done it last minute then,
Makes it a bit harder for the tournament to carry that momentum it's had so far, would you say?
Yeah, 100%, because it's not fair, is it? These kids have been in it from day one and had the upcoming fights, and then now just a new guy. Imagine that new guy wins and then he's just shot through. Who knows about him? But no, it'd be interesting. I think Callum will get to the finals. So it'll be interesting to see who wins out of them two.
You're expecting a Callum Smith George Groves final. Should George Groves' shoulder be okay?
Yeah, 100%. When is the final?
Good question. I think it was scheduled for June. I'll have to double check that.
Yeah, his shoulder should be alright by then, shouldn't it?
Thoughts on who would win that final? Groves, Smith? How would you see that?
You don't know. Styles make fights, and listen, the two good fighters, to be honest with you. They're both boxers, and obviously you've got to favour Groves on the more side because of the experience again. Obviously he's a world champion now as well, but Callum Smith is a good fighter as well. So, and I wish both of them the best of luck, because they are two genuine nice guys, and best man wins.
One fight as well that's quite interesting: Deontay Wilder, Luis Ortiz, out in the heavyweight division out in America. WBC champion Wilder taking on Ortiz. I think it's on the same night as Kell Brook. I'll have to double check that.
Who's Kell Brook got?
Kell Brook's fighting Sergey Rabchenko.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be a decent fight.
It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Some good fights going on.
Who do you think wins out of Wilder and Ortiz, and why?
I think Wilder, because he's a bigger guy and he'll offload the shots. So I think Wilder will stop Ortiz. Even though Ortiz is tough, he's solid, but listen, if you stand, it's the perfect style for Deontay Wilder. That's why Deontay Wilder wants that fight so much, because if you stand in front of Deontay Wilder with your hands up, he's gonna knock your head straight in for you, because he can hit like him here again, can't he? So Yeah, Deontay Wilder.
Do you think it'll be a quick finish to that fight, or do you think it'll be later in the sort of into the championship rounds?
I can't see it going past about 6 rounds, to be honest with you. But you never know, do you? You see, Ortiz, he's tough, but he's slow on his feet as well. So I'm favouring Deontay Wilder big on that.
If Wilder's victorious, Anthony Joshua's victorious, no doubt that should set the stage for that huge unification clash. Thoughts on that potentially?
That's a big fight, isn't it? So, yeah, as an entertainment, you know, you got 2 big haymakers in the ring, so it'll be an interesting fight. But I'd favour Wilder.
Really?
Because he's very unpredictable, isn't he? And the punches and that. So, but again, it's whoever lands first with that fight.
Get your opinion on Daniel Dubois. What do you make of him, and do you see that potentially as a fight somewhere down the line?
Yeah, the kid's doing well. He seems like he's knocking them over. Yeah, and like you say, he seems like a good talent coming forward. So, yeah, I wish the lad all the best. And fights, you never know what happens in the near future, but at the minute, the kid's British level, isn't he? He's coming up. He's still developing.
Have you sparred any rounds of him? Have you spent
Yeah,
any time in the gym with him?
he's come down. He's done a few rounds. He's a strong kid, so he's got a big future ahead of him.
Real talented. All right, Hughie Fury, we look forward to seeing you back in action on May the 12th at White's in Bolton. Thank you very much from IFL TV. Tickets available via the Hennessy Sports website or somewhere, or official Team Fury tickets. What's the story?
Yeah, I think they'll be announced in the next few days, so just keep a lookout, and they'll be posted soon. So tickets will be available in the next few days.
Spot on. Thank you very much, Hughie.
No problem.
Appreciate it.